Bradley, Amy Lynn Bradley, President Future, Visible and Invisible, for what we want to know about her. We want to know what happened. Is she alive? Is she dead? How she went missing? And if she's alive, is there a possibility to get her? Is she being used as a sex slave? Tony, you're so obsessed with that. Is she being used as a sex slave? Being trafficked, and for what's hidden, and hidden behind darkness, and the God of the Saints. For that's just my question. First two coming out for Amy Lynn Bradley. Ooh. It says that things were good and then they went bad, and then she had to try to defend herself. It says in the crossing of that is a woman. It says she wasn't afraid, like she didn't have nothing to be afraid of. She didn't, it was like she was having fun, taking risks, kind of explaining what's going on. So it wasn't like when she was on a ship, she didn't expect anything to happen. It says part of the past was she was a fool for not expecting anything. And that's kind of what's saying that she realized at that moment she had made a big mistake. It says, and that's what kind of hung her. Wow, this is going to get really fucking interesting. It says, currently it says an angry man, so I don't know who the man is. This is an angry man. And then it says, going up the ladder, there's my card. And then it says, the problems have gone away. And then it talks about, so she's not dead. She's not dead. This is some shit. It says a decision or something that needs to be made, something that a choice. It says there are lies and deceits, though. It says that's not something that had to do with like witchcraft or anything like that. But it does say things complete, and then for money. Don't even be onto something. Oh shit. It says, so we're going to do the two middle cards, and it says good and then bad, and then it says having to defend myself or having to defend. It says the road was wide open, so everything was wide open, everything was cool. It says, but then there was a need for justice. It says there's some things, I guess from the past she had experienced, and there she is. Things that she experienced, and it says, and what she was really looking for was love. Like she wanted to be in love. She wanted to be happy. She wanted to be content. And it doesn't look like that happened. It said justice. Like she was calling for help. It's kind of what it's saying. Like things were wide open. Like my intuition and my feeling is that once she was on the dance floor, right, and she was doing stuff, and they were headed back to the room. I think someone kind of followed her and kind of knocked, and maybe she had been kind of flirting, maybe was a little tipsy. And so things happened. It says, here she is here. Let's see what happened. It says, done partying. So it says, there it is, done celebrating. It says, and then a knight in shining armor. So I don't know, a guy. And then it says, but things suddenly became very incomplete, like something wasn't right. It says, and they didn't see eye to eye. Like, I guess he wanted probably sexual advances, and she didn't want to partake. It's there it is, sexual. Call it. I told you, like, fuck. So that's what he wanted. He wanted to have sex with her, and so he did. He took advantage of her. She was calling for help. Things were happening. Now this is either someone that was on the ship. We're going to see when it gets to here, because here's the angry man. That was either on the ship as a passenger or someone that actually worked on the ship. And what's funny is that I don't think there was the opportunity for her to get very defensive, only because I think she was probably pretty tipsy. It says the risk, so took the risk. It says took the risk for love, for feelings or love. It says and realized got tied up. So that's what I mean, tied up. So that means somebody bound her, took advantage of her. It says evil in different form. It says and triumph. They were triumphant with it. So this person was evil, and it's kind of saying they were triumphant with whatever they did. And then it talks about but there's no karma on her. Like she didn't do anything wrong except for wanting to have fun and have a good time, and it didn't turn out that way. It turned out pretty bad. So things were left hanging. She was left hanging there, like, I guess, waiting. This is crazy. It says then a man who was upside down but had money and fortune, had said, but that wasn't a good thing. That's where she ended up with his son. So she's alive. She's fucking alive. And I don't know if she's working as a sex slave, but it does say no burden, like she's living okay. It says, but then there's things that cut off her head, like, so there's things that happen. So wherever she's at, she's either held captive or held slave, because it says tied up, and she's been there for a long time, or like you said, she's been sold into something that she can't get out of, and probably been drugged up for a long time. You know what I mean? How they got away with hiding her, not finding her, I have no idea. But on a ship like that, I'm sure there's got to be tons of little hiding places, right? Mm-hmm. It says an angry man with a woman who was upside down in love. So this is kind of what happened. He says he didn't want to be alone, but neither did she. And so he kind of, played her down. He's all these other women. He's done this to other women. There's 3 women that he's done this to. Damn. It says, and with no delay, it just happens. Like he's become a predator. This person's still around. This person still probably works on a cruise ship, and nobody probably knows. Probably mastered it. What better place to become some kind of serial killer? Like really, on a cruise ship where there's no laws. There's no maritime law on it.
Messages through boats.
Right. I mean, you can do tons of things. This is some scary shit. Ooh. So this is what I'm seeing, is that someone that was there that liked her might have been flirting with her, and I think it's really easy for someone who works on a ship to kind of flirt with people who are kind of lonely on a cruise ship, right? I mean, I would think, especially if you're a good-looking guy, decent-looking dude. Even you, Tony. I mean, you might.
Never know.
I'm joking. All right. So, anyways, it says this all happened. Like it all happened quickly. So I don't know who else has gone missing or what this other person done, or maybe when he goes to get to the port, wherever they go, he'd be doing stuff. But there's 3 women that he's done this to. It also says, here's my card, and it says she wasn't happy with what was happening, but at the same time, it says it became clear to her that she wasn't going to get out of this. It says, and then put to work. You might be right, Tony. It says, and to make money. She was put to work to make money. Fuck, that's crazy. It says, the problem, she would like to go away. It says, and be triumphant to get away in this world. It says that she prays to God. It says for an opportunity. It says so she can leave. So, I don't even know where you begin to look. But it's kind of saying, this is overseas, and it's saying to leave. It's kind of saying triumph in this world. She prays to God for opportunity so she can get out of there. So how old would she be now? If she was 24, she's got to be like in her 40s.
She was born in 1974.
What?
Yeah, she went missing.
So she's in her 40s.
1974.
She's 47.
Alright.
Yeah, right? Yeah, she's like 47, 48. Okay, anyways. You're not the math wizard. Here we go.
Yeah.
But it says she's not dead. It says she just needs to find a different way, a different road. It says, but so far there's been no change. She says she goes through severe depression. It says, but it's all about money and working. It says she tries to stay strong mentally. This is really fucking crazy. What if she comes back? Like, they don't need her no more, like at 55 or so, they retire her, and they finally let her go. How horrible would that be?
I know, that's like...
How fucking horrible would that be?
That, not in a bad way, but I was like, dude, like...
Fuck. I mean, there's still some, don't get me wrong, there's some good-looking women, and they're older. A lot of good-looking women, but...
But I'm thinking more of the abuse she's been through.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're taking care of her,
I don't even
doubt it.
Just make some money. It says, a decision that needs to be made. It says, something that could magically happen, whether she falls in love with someone who's close to where she's at and brings them to their knees so she can destroy them. This is the thing she's thinking. It says she's not angry anymore. She's like past that stage. She's at a stage where she's like has to be smart now. Instead of feeling sorry for herself, she has to find a way. And she's always thinking of a way. This is some crazy ass shit. Now I want to follow up on this. Totally. It says, but nothing but lies and deceits. It says nothing that's been done with witchcraft, but they've completely done everything they could possibly do to her. It says there's no love there. It says, and quickly, it says, becomes discontent with everything. It says, the hardship is unbearable. It says, and it's all for money. All for money. That's all I keep saying. And money, money, money. It says, and more money. It says, her health isn't worth, like, fighting for. In other words, she doesn't feel like she's worth fighting for anymore or do anything. She's so gone. She goes, and all she wanted to do was offer love. It says, and have a family someday. It says, but in her own spirituality, she knew that was never going to be possible. It says she's not brokenhearted anymore. It says, but she's impatient. Her biggest thing isn't like feeling sorry for her. She's looking, I guess, if you've been locked up for a long time, you're on an island, like that movie Castaway, at some point, you can get the fuck out of there. Nobody's coming looking for you, right? And so I think she's at that stage where, I watched that movie Double Jeopardy. You ever see that? She was kind of working out, doing all this stuff so she could finally break out. I think she's at a point where she's starting, because she's healthy. She's in good health. So she must be doing something to take care of herself because she needs to find a way to get out.
Like a high-end escort, and they kind of like...
Maybe you're right.
Take care of her.
Well, yeah, if you're in the Caribbean, right?
I mean, if she's still... at her age...
You just don't know, bro.
But I'm thinking, what's that movie Taken? So, like, they get really drugged up and stuff. So I'm thinking, like...
that was where that girl went with the guy's daughter.
If you get drugged up like bad, eventually it's gonna take a toll on you.
Yeah, of course.
That's the Liam Neeson.
That's the Liam Neeson movie. Yeah, Liam Neeson.
I will find you.
Yes, I will find you. Yes, good job, Michelle. All right, moving.
That's the only part.
It says she just wants a new beginning. It says, but this doesn't end. It's like a nightmare that never ends. It says it's not home. This isn't home. This isn't what I call home. She says she has no friendships. She says, and rest assured, it says. This is her one obstacle in life.
Crazy.
That's some crazy shit. So now it makes you wonder, because Tony was saying like they've seen sightings, and I just there's a lot of people that look alike, but for her to say she's not dead in my cards, because my cards would have started saying everything negative, not happy, not content, not married, not this, not that, and none of that.
We've had a couple readings about like stuff like that about dead people.
Right, and this right here. None of that. So she's still alive.
We got a story.
Yeah, this is some shit. I don't know. It doesn't say what island, or I'd probably have to go really in depth because we didn't really ask that.
Chamalongos, real quick.
Some theories.
Chamalongos, what? What do you want to do?
Like, is she in Curacao?
Where's Curacao? I don't even know where the fuck that is.
Somewhere in the Caribbean. It's a Caribbean island.
We don't even know where it's at.
It's a Caribbean island.
I don't think she'd be in the same island where she was. I don't know.
It said another disturbing sighting occurred in January 1999 when a Navy petty officer claimed to have encountered Amy in a hotel brothel in Curacao. Recognizing him as an American, Amy supposedly told the individual her name and said that she was being held against her will and asked for help.
That's some crazy shit.
The officer kept the information to himself, fearing the repercussions that would come with his solicitation of a sex worker.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So what are we asking? You want to know she's what?
Is she still in Curacao?
Maybe yes. Confírmamelo. Maybe no. 50-50.
So she's probably getting bounced around.
Probably bouncing around, yeah. Because you don't want to keep someone like that in one place. And plus, you have to think, if she's a high-end client, right, just hear me out. I'm not a sick motherfucker. I'm not some perverted guy who's doing this. Just so you guys know, before everybody starts going, oh, how do you know? But remember, I can see things. So just hear me out. What if she's one of those high-end escorts that they call for and they just fly her in a jet to where she's got to go? Because there's a lot of rich guys out there who, might want a piece of something and they'll call for her. Or maybe
they'll pay for that.
Maybe at this point, because they supply her with the drugs and give her all this stuff, maybe she's there and she's kind of running it. She knows she's already stuck there. Maybe she's kind of running everything, the girls, and helping with them because they groom them to do that shit. Maybe she's one of them. That's why she's still there at an older age and she can't get out.
You know how you mentioned that it could, this wasn't the first person that he's done that to? And it's someone that has to be able to be unseen and shit like that.
Right.
It says a band member may have been involved in Amy's abduction. After dinner on the evening of March 23, Amy Bradley entered the disco of the ship and was observed dancing continuously with a member of a band that was performing on the ship. This individual, Alistair Yellow Douglas, and Amy were even videotaped repeatedly by a camera person producing a promotional piece for the cruise line.
Oh, shit.
Footage surfaced when the video producer heard about Amy's disappearance and assumed she must be in some of the video from the evening in question. After Amy left her room, she was seen near the disco with Douglas at approximately 6 a.m. A witness would subsequently claim to have seen Douglas and Bradley in a hand Bradley a dark drink, possibly coffee, with other witnesses saw Douglas leaving the area by himself. But Amy was never seen again. Police eventually cleared Douglas after a polygraph, but before the FBI got a hold of the disco video.
I don't think it was a band member. No. I think it was someone who worked there. Not as a band member, but someone either part of cleaning or maintenance or someone either that or someone who works down in the bottom, and someone has been doing this for a minute. I guarantee you, if you look up,
they got connections with,
Yeah, I guarantee you,
they could bring a boat out, or they have their emergency boat.
But that's what they should have done. They should have looked up different workers and see how many different boats they bought and see where different people have gone missing. And I bet you it would fucking light up. But they never probably thought of that because they didn't suspect anybody from the crew. Anyways, okay. All right, guys. So there's your reading. Give me your thoughts. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm kind of blown away right now. But again, I can understand, because if you get abducted, something like that, and you're tied up and they do all this shit and they start drugging you, at some point the drug becomes more important than, going home or doing anything else. And at some point, she's been there so many years, she probably just figured, might as well just make this work. Because if you're on an island, they're on an island, right? I mean, and you're running that kind of organization, they probably know if she's ever going to get off the island, they'll probably kill her in a second. So how do you get off the island? You either seduce someone and pretend you're in love with them so they can help you, or you're fucked. It's kind of like the guy that was in prison, right? That girl that was having sex with them, the guard, and then they took off and they left together, and they got caught, of course, but you get what I mean? You're going to need someone like that to break you out. Yeah, no one's just going to break you out for the fuck of it.
Moment.
Yeah, it's got to be a moment where there's like love, something. So I think she's in the process of that. This is on Amy Lynn Bradley. She went missing March 24th, 1998. She's from Pittsburgh, Virginia, and she was on the Royal Caribbean cruises. I don't know what you guys call it. Rhapsodies
of the Seas.
Rhapsodies of the Seas. And so I guess she was on the ship with friends and family. And the last time they saw her, she went to the dance floor with her. I guess they were in the
with family, like a brother.
Yeah, like a brother or someone. And then I guess they went back, right?
Yeah, they went back to the room to go, I guess, rest up. And then the next morning, they never
found her.